Okay, we live right now. Need to just get going. It is Thursday, April the 4th, 2024. I'm really close to the mic. Let me get comfortable. There we go. Okay. I think we're in good company right now. Little technical difficulties, but we figured it out. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I do have a laundry list of topics and everything. But today is going to be, I believe, an old school rambling about nothing day. If I have to say so myself. Amazon, same old, same old. Everything still looks the same. It still says style instead of flavor for the coffee variant. I can't actually change that. Somebody else has to change that in the system. YouTube things are looking pretty good with YouTube. Getting some views, right? That's what it's about. Getting some views. Yeah. I think that's where I'm at with all this stuff, right? That's all we can do. Get some views. See what happens from it. And then we'll go from there. I think my computer's mostly working. Let me see if I can do some other stuff while I'm doing this at the same time, which again, I shouldn't be doing. Should be focusing on you guys. The 0 people who listen to this. Now I need to start degrading myself. I do think I have some people that actually listen, watch. And it's one of those things where I'm understanding that it's building momentum. It's building trust. It's building a reason for people to come to you, follow you, for whatever reason that may be, right? Because everybody does things in their own way and all that good stuff, you know? So yeah, so that's kind of like more so what I'm thinking about, at least right now, about seeing how I can be better, seeing how I can produce more, and just keep it going from there. You know, because I think that's the biggest thing that I have to realize is that people will come, one, if you have something interesting to say and it makes sense to them to come. I'm working on the delivery, the art of, storytelling. I know I said that last time, that storytelling is some bullshit, especially when it comes to YouTube, but it does matter to an extent to how people come to you, present to you, and stay with you, right? So that's more so the situation at hand right now. And yeah, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I just don't make any sense. Let me see. Folder. We're going to call this folder shorts. YouTube shorts. Okay. Let's see if that works. We're going to see if it works. It seems like it's working, which is great. I told you what it was. Whatever. We'll see if it's on the phone. But yeah, I think it's consistency. It's like with this podcast, for instance. It's showing up each and every day to the point to where you're being more comfortable. You're seeing things through. And you're understanding that you have something to say different than others. That's one reason why I do have a couple coffee YouTube channels that I do follow. I don't follow a lot of them, but truthfully, there's not a lot of like good ones or long lasting ones, and a lot of them, to me, they're heavily espresso based, which is fine. There's no problem with that. Everybody has their cup of tea, so to speak. But I think pour over conventional, and that's who I am. I do like espresso. It's just not my world, right? It's not my coffee world. So that's something of interest, something that is cool. But I do believe I do have something to say, just at least from my point of view, the way I go about things. If that makes sense, you know. Let me see. There we go. Let's see. We get an info. There we go. Okay, these are small, so I'll put them up and then put them and then go from there. I have to worry about my short game too. I'm gonna already have some that I got made for my video that I did a couple days ago. And okay, let's check it. Let's just check it. Let's stroke my small ego. Okay. I posted my video at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, which it was supposed to go out 9 o'clock, but whatever. I will fix that issue. And then as of today, it's Thursday, I have, 110 views. 110 views 3 days ago. So I'll take that. I mean, I have to, right? But that's cool because it's something that I'm getting better at, you know, different programs, softwares, trying to understand the algorithm. My what you call it game is getting a lot better too. The my thumbnail, and it's actually become a lot of fun because the cool thing about thumbnails that I'm understanding is that it actually gets me back into photography. Of course, it's something where you take a nice, cool picture, right? But you, it's an element. It's everything is a system. What I'm understanding with this whole YouTube situation, for instance, you have a title, you have a thumbnail, you have a hook to tell people that you're not lying to them about the thumbnail and title, and then you tell the story, then you tell the lesson, right? And I think I've not mastered any of them. Don't get me, don't, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I do understand a little bit more about how that looks, how that is presented, right? And how I can go about getting better in having a voice the way I go about doing things. You know, like I think before I was just doing some random stuff, a lot of stuff with my face, which is fine, you know, but it's one of those things to where I'm understanding what people are looking at. And it does help that I'm watching so many videos. I will suggest or highly highly tell people to get YouTube Premium. The only drawback with YouTube Premium is that it actually makes you watch more videos because you don't have any commercials, so to speak, right? Drinking this dark roast Mexican coffee that's cooled down to the temperature that I want. It's okay. It's not sweet. I do need some sweetness in coffee. I really do. It just can't be chocolate, right? Or just one notey. I thought this dark roast of this Mexican coffee would come out a little bit more. It could be also the temperature that I'm putting it at. It's at 200 degrees that I brewed it at. I may increase it to 204. 212. That's no reason to do 212. And those roasts, I mean, it was grinding down I will say, decent amount of grinds or whatnot, or 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 I don't know what I'm saying right now. Whatever setting on the grinder. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? So yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing in all this is just really understanding that I have to be consistent for myself, but also to the audience. The audience are the ones who are on there, even if they watch for a couple of minutes. And that's, I think, one of the biggest things that I'm taking away from my approach, looking at my videos and understanding that I do need to get better about getting to the point a lot faster and working with shorter videos and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think that will come with time, just like with this podcasting. I think with time, I'm getting better. I'm understanding my sense of authority. I'm becoming more of myself in this stuff, right? And I think that's extremely important that I go about doing this in a way to where it's me. So what else did we do? Oh yeah, I talked to another guy. He's a medical doctor. We were chopping it up. It was a really cool talk. We were talking about business. He gave me some ideas and a lot of ideas. Some of them I've thought about before, others I have not. But it was so many good stuff that I'm going to start implementing. And one thing that I've noticed with a lot of things, unfortunately, he said this too, is like we always take time. At times, yeah, we take time, people or Black community, whatnot. Sometimes we take too long to trust, to trust people. So that actually slows us down because we're wasting a lot of time, right? And I think that's one of the things that it has to be done a lot faster. But then again, it's one of those things too where you have to understand people, because people, just like when I'm talking about this whole YouTube thing, it's about trust. It's about building real trust, and that takes consistency. That takes care, right? And I believe in a way, I think that's really what it comes down to, consistency. That consistency will rule, will do everything that you need it to do. Because and as long as you're also a critical thinker, a critical person to where you know how and where you can get better, right? And you take those steps to get better. Like, for instance, I actually did the YouTube video for this weekend coming yesterday. And it was a really good one. It was more candid. It was more so telling people what I'm going to be doing with the next coffee, the challenges ahead that I'm thinking about, and really enjoying the process, enjoying what I'm trying to do with it, right? But I just didn't sit in my office, my studio office, YouTube office, so to speak, right? I think it says so to speak about 4 times, including what I just said now. So we'll work on trying to not say that as much, use it more in a context. But I went outside and I had my video, right? And it was with my dog. We talked, she pooped, and then we moved on. And that was pretty cool. And one of the things I'm going to try to be better about is not have these long, lengthy, like, hooks. I think before it was like 2 minutes, and then last time it's like a minute and a half. And it does help to like come back to it like the next day and be like, oh, this is too long. You're trying to say something, but sometimes the hook can be too long for people. And when you come back to it and look at it and analyze it, you're seeing things from a clear vision. I know that's one of the things I did when I wrote my book many years ago is that I wrote it and I was so emotionally involved with it and everything. And then I sat it down. I think I did edit it twice, I believe. I think so. I think I did edit the book twice. I got somebody to look at it. I paid twice for that, actually. And then what else did I do? But what I'm getting at is that I had time away from it, right? And that does help with clarity. That helps you be less emotional about it. And I think that's where I'm at with these videos as I write them and script them out and go about it. You know, I know I just scripted like the concept, the idea, right? But it's one of those things that I'm really trying to get better at, especially when it comes to being objective with my subjective work. So that's kind of like where I'm at, just really psychoanalyzing myself. Of course, listening to other people, that's helpful, that's critical, that's that's what it is, right? But it's one of those things to where you have to try to get better as much as you can without other people help, without trying to see what other people may say about your stuff, you know? So I don't know. It's one of those tricky things to where you want feedback, but you don't want to depend on it because it can become crippling. But yeah, so let's read a little bit. Let's drink this coffee. I don't think anybody's come back on there to tell me if they want a follow up video. On the video I just did, right? I got my channel video. Let's click it.
Go ahead, skip a garbage day.
Okay, I have 0 comments. That's cool. And that's cool because it's one of those things to where I'm trying to be better about comments. I know.
Temperature. So grind can go force to make finer on the grind. There you go, force it just to kind of just test to see what you're working. So that's what.
Man, it does look better. Okay. I had to like bump up that quality in DaVinci Resolve. It was looking like crap. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? That's my first and hopefully only curse word. I try to do one episode or none at all. I'm really trying to be better about not being a potty mouth for the viewers, for people, and all that stuff because I just can't keep cursing and doing my thing to people. I mean, I'm not cursing at people, but you know, having a that vocabulary is one of those things that I need to be better about. But okay, so here's the intro, the hook. It should be about 15 seconds. I'm actually going to time it. Let's see. Okay. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Besides reviving this YouTube channel, my weekly bouts and woes with Amazon, and exploring the coolness of the world of podcasting, I've been bored with most things coffee. I hope that this challenge reignites me. Let's talk about it. Yep. 15, 20 seconds. So I think 15 to 20 seconds, I need to go with the flow of it. That was a crappy read, as you can tell. And I'll get better at it. And I'm just gonna do a separate. I did it last time when I did it here, but I think I'm gonna do a separate talk and reading on it on my mic, and then slice it in. See, these intros take a long time. I think this intro, I did the scenes and everything a couple days ago, but that took about 20, 30 minutes. And then you have to spend the time to edit, make it shorter, making sure that it made sense. And the actual YouTube video that I will be doing is it's me just talking, right? But I'll splice in, cut where I need to. And it's not going to be that long. So these intros are taking hella long. But I think I still want to be creative with the hook, with the intro, telling people what I'm talking about. And I think that's part of the craft, right? And just testing and getting better and all that good stuff. But this dark roast is just okay. Just, it's a typical dark roast. I'm going to have to try it at a higher temperature. I think that's probably part of it. That 200 degrees is something. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. It just really depends on the coffee, but 200 degrees, it is what it is, right? That's one of the things that I have to realize with all this. It's just so many damn variables. It really is. Damn is not a curse word. It's just so many variables with coffee. And I think that is the frustrating part of it. And trying to be better about giving people an idea of it, because they know that there could be so many different variables. But then again, we're simple creatures. We go through this quite a bit, right? To the point to where we kind of tend to do the same things over and over again. And when we do that, we get pigeonholed. I know that's one of the things I did mention in the video, is that at times, no matter what, we do have our own style. We do have our own way of going about things, right? And we kind of stay in that realm. I know it's true. I do it all the time. So if I do it, you do it, everybody does it. So yeah, so that's kind of like where we're at with this. We have to push past our comfort zone. And that's where so it's at, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for the rest of the day. We'll talk again. I'll edit this and then put this on there, and then still contemplating on YouTube podcasts. I think I'll probably watch a couple more people to motivate me to even just get the audios up and then go from there. Get all the audios up with time. Don't do it all at once. And then we'll go from there. Something like that, right? Something to where everybody has a place to do things and understand. And then from time to time, I'll do my video podcast. I don't know, something like that. I think it's making more sense as I go about this even more so. But yeah, I do like the aspect of making sure people have different avenues and distribution lanes. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm understanding. Oh man, I do have a talk about distribution. We'll have a talk about that later. But that's pretty cool that I can slowly build the confidence in people to trust me and to see what I'm talking about, and also get opinions from people, which would be cool, right? This is a slow grind, slow burn, and that's what we're working with. So till next time, talk to you guys later. Bye.